Today we're going to be making some brown butter Rice Krispie treats just like at the parks.
Hey Disney family, you are joining me from my kitchen today. We are going to be making some Rice Krispie treats in the shape of Minnie and Mickey. We're going to make them look similar to what's in the park. So we're going to add some white chocolate on some M&Ms on some. And the sweetest part of this is we're making brown butter Rice Krispie treats. I think they taste better and I think they're a little bit more chewy. So I'll go over all the ingredients you need. I will try to link everything in this video so you can find what you need. And I hope you enjoy this treat video.
Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a video.
So let's go over some of our ingredients. So you have your Rice Krispie treats. I did snag the Rice Krispies that are the red and white mix. I have some backup because I don't quite think this is going to be 10 cups. Usually it's around 5 cups per box. So I did get some regular Rice Krispie treats as well. I have my Le Creuset Dutch oven. That's what I use to melt the marshmallows down. Watkins vanilla is probably my favorite vanilla to bake with. If you don't know, I am a cookie baker, so that is my #1 go-to. I have some Americolor gel color because we are going to tint the marshmallow since we don't have as many red and white Rice Krispie treats. I have a little bit of Pam. We have our jet puffed marshmallows, some Valentine's M&Ms, unsalted butter from Land of Lakes, Ghirardelli melting wafers for the chocolate dip, and then right now I have my mini cutter and we're gonna look for the Mickey one. But these are the ingredients that you'll need and the supplies to be able to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Dutch oven on the stove, and I'm going to get 8 ounces of unsalted butter. So this is going to be 2 sticks of butter. You can see it's 8 tablespoons, and right here it does say the net weight of 4 ounces. And so you want 8 ounces for your 10 cups of Rice Krispie treats, and that's what we're going to put in the pan. Browning butter does take a while, so you have to have a little bit more patience than if you were just melting the butter down. So I gained a helper, so she is going to be putting the butter in. I'm going to put the stove on medium heat so we can start melting it down. You want to pull your sleeves up after. You can put the butter in, sweetie, and then pull your sleeves up. I just don't want to turn a flame on with your sleeves hanging down. So I have a gas stove. So here, let's do both of them. And so that means that there is a flame on it. So I always like to make sure, like, hair, clothing, everything is pulled back just in case. There you go. I'm going to put this on medium heat. And like I said, browning butter takes a long time. So we'll do this sped up version for the video. So one of our cheats, whenever we are getting ready for our Rice Krispie treats, we spray our pan with Pam. I think that's good. And then we lay the parchment paper down on it, and that keeps it in place. And then we will spray a little bit more Pam when we get closer to putting the Rice Krispie treats down. You also can do this with butter. You don't have to use Pam. Pam is just easier. I have 4 kids. I need simple. So while we do that, we then are going over here to check on our butter. It's starting to melt. And we just will keep stirring it until it gets to that brown color and it really cooks out all of the water that is in the butter.
I stir this for about 10 minutes to get it nice and brown. Again, this is a larger batch that we are making. We are going to be able to make a full half sheet of Rice Krispie treats with this. So I just keep stirring. I don't want it to burn, and I want that rich golden brown goodness at the bottom to make sure all that water is cooked out. When it's time for marshmallows, I actually turn off the heat and then I will turn it back on to low. That way it will help melt the marshmallows. And of course, cooking with kids, you always want to give them an opportunity to be involved, and dumping marshmallows is one way they can be involved.
I guess that's a way to do it.
Start mixing it. Come on, sweetie, before you put those in.
Wow, that's
Yeah, that is. I'm gonna keep this on low.
Open the marshmallows. Not yet. Let's play. Betty. Can I mix it?
Yeah, go ahead. You want to put it in, or you want me to put it in? Okay. Oh. And the blossom. That's
your body. I'll take your body.
This is gonna make a huge amount of Rice Krispie treats. Everyone should be very happy. Yeah. Okay, keep going. So I have my stove on low heat, low to medium, trying to melt the marshmallows. The reason why I do the small marshmallows is because they melt easier in the pot than if you did like the big ones. Let's give them a...
Look at that speckled goodness. These marshmallows are going to be so ooey gooey and they are going to be so good. We try to mix it down to where there are almost no individual marshmallows noticeable. When we are mixing in the Rice Krispie treats, occasionally we'll throw in whole marshmallows just to give it some more gooey goodness.
So I'm going to put just a tiny bit of this red to turn the marshmallows pink, not a lot.
Can I see?
So at this point, I'm going to turn off my stove and continuously mix until I can get a smooth surface with the marshmallow. And look at this rich, ooey gooiness that we are about to dump these Krispies into. I'm going to continuously stir so I can cool down the marshmallows.
So I've moved my pot over to the counter because I'm trying to cool down the marshmallow before I put the Rice Krispie treats in, because I don't want the Rice Krispies to go stale as the marshmallow enters it. So I'm still just mixing and letting it cool down. I'm gonna have my daughter go ahead and pour Krispies into a measuring cup so that way we can get the 10 cups ready to go.
Wait, you need 10 cups?
This is actual motherhood when you're baking. So when you're doing yours, you'll be like, okay, I look just like this, because I have 3 kids right here, one behind me putting some mac and cheese together. But this is actual motherhood.
Yeah, ma'am.
This is just about 4 cups. And then let's get the other measuring cup and we can put it in. So we're getting our 10 cups out right now, and we're about to put in the Rice Krispie treats.
This is so hard.
I know it's hard. Be careful because it's still kind of warm. Did you get that? Okay, so we have just enough. And then we're gonna go ahead and put 1 teaspoon of vanilla inside of our marshmallow.
Yep, that is right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here you go.
Can I pour it in? Because I never.
You never get to? Okay, you can do it.
And pour it in this.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Can I mix?
Here, mommy will mix because it's getting kind of hard. Okay, I think we're ready for our Rice Krispie treat.
This is pretty hard.
That is pretty hard. Yeah, sweetie. Come on, before I have to move it into the pan.
Do you want me to get the other one?
No, we probably will need one. I told you it's hard. Okay, so I'm gonna start. We're gonna start moving this into this pan.
I hurt myself.
Do you want to get another piece of parchment paper for mommy?
Come
Put
on,
under the
you
mixer?
have something.
Not yet.
No, under the mixer. Really? So like the Rice Krispie.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna move the camera there. So I'm gonna spray her hands with Pam,
Me
and
too.
she is going to flatten the Rice Krispie treats.
Me too.
Okay. Okay, you gotta go over there.
I I think we need some more.
You want me to help move you? Okay. I'm gonna keep putting it in.
Obviously, these Rice Krispie treats are for fun and they are for our family specifically, or I would not let the kids press their hands on them, even though I require all my kids to have clean hands whenever we bake or work in the kitchen. I still just wouldn't do this. This is actually the method that I use for Rice Krispie treats. I use another piece of parchment paper, rub a little bit of butter, or spray some Pam, and that's how I flatten out my Rice Krispie treats, especially if I'm using a half sheet. If you are putting them in a deeper dish pan because you want thicker Rice Krispie treats, you can just use a spatula as well to flatten the area. Then you'll see I go in with extra Rice Krispie and fill in any like divots or holes because I want a flat surface, especially if I'm going to be using any white chocolate or a dipping sauce. My kids love adding sprinkles to Rice Krispie treats. It gives it a little extra crunch. So we are actually going to add sprinkles only to half of this batch. That way we can dip the other half of it. So this is what I'm allowing them to do now. You can see them adding all the sprinkles there. And it really does add like a nice little sweet extra crunch to your Rice Krispie treat. After I've let the Rice Krispies harden, at this point I actually let them sit for 2 hours. That's when I take my cutter and I start cutting out the different shapes. Here I'm doing Minnie. I have a small Mickey and I also have a heart-shaped cutter because this is around Valentine's Day. So I will cut out all those pieces, and the extra scraps that I get I put in a separate Ziploc bag, and we munch on those too. So nothing goes to waste just because we're using a cookie cutter to cut out these pieces. So now we're going to start our dipping. It turns out my kids only wanted a few that were dipped. So I just take the Ghirardelli wafers. They're the easiest to use. You can use candy melts too, but I do like the taste of actual white chocolate or milk chocolate. So I just put these in a bowl and I microwave them for 30 seconds at a time, and then I stir them until they are ready and melted down. I would not do more than 30 seconds. You can also burn the chocolate if you do it longer than that. Once it's melted down, I let it cool the same way that I did with the marshmallow, and then I will dip in the Rice Krispie treat into the white chocolate, and then I will have a plate ready to go with M&Ms on it, and I will dip the dipped Rice Krispie treat on top of the M&Ms and then kind of fill in any spots that are left with M&Ms. And that is how you make our brown butter Minnie and Mickey shaped M&M covered Rice Krispie treats, bringing a little bit of that Disney magic home. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you real soon.